Hi everybody, Miss Mac here. I want to show you very quickly how you can use Desmos to create your tables for these linear and exponential functions. So quick review on the left, if I gave you the equation or the linear function y equals 4x minus 3, and I asked you to create a table of values, you would pick or I would give you the x values. That's the left-hand column. So in this middle column, what I would do is I would take 4 times the x value and then subtract 3. And -8 minus 3 would be -11. And I could go down here and take each one of these x's and plug in the x, and then I would calculate what the y is. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. And then because this is a linear function, a couple things I should probably point out. Remember, in a linear function, we have what we call a common difference. It's what this is being increased by every time. And in this case, that's 4. So I know my common difference is 4. And remember, the common difference came from this number right here. So that is your common difference. So it's easy to see in the table. So we just calculated those values. We also know there's a special number. This -3 had something to do with it, the -3. It has to do with our initial value. Our initial value is always the value we get for y when the x is 0. So when the x is 0, the y is -3. We call this our initial value. So we learned all that and how to get all of that in class. What I want to do now is show you how you can quickly get a table of values using Desmos. So I'm going to take this same function, y equals 4x minus 3, and I'm going to go to Desmos. And when I'm in Desmos, I'm just going to type in the equation y equals 4x minus 3. And I can do that on my keypad or on my keyboard, or I can also come down here to the bottom and I can go in and pull up the menu and pull it up on the keypad up on my screen. But what I'm going to do after I get this, you can see that I have a line, which is okay. But if I click on this settings, this cog right here, and I click on that, do you see how I've kind of highlighted this and I can see that it's in red, but over here there is a table. So it says convert to table. So if you notice when I click that, it gives me the X values here on the left. And it also gives me, I guess I can't zoom in, the Y values that I get when I plug in those x's. So this is saying if I plug in -2 for x and I plug it in this equation, y equals 4x minus 3, I get out -11. If I plug in -1, I get out -7. So it's telling me what I get out. And if you notice, those are the actual points that are the actual points on this line that they have connected. So this is a quick way to get your values of X if you don't want to do that by hand or if you're not very confident with that. So basically what happened was if we go into Desmos, well, let's pick a different color. We know our X was -2, our Y was -11. Our X was -1, our Y is -7. And as we go down through here, we got these numbers directly from Desmos. Now, that's just a quick shortcut. You can see that you still know the same things. We still know that our common difference right here is +4. You can still see that. And you can also still see that the initial value is -3. So you get the same numbers, it's just a different way to do it. And for some of you, you're going to like that a lot. So as another example, you can do this with exponentials. So if I put in y equals 5 times 2 to the x power, but I need to put my x up as an exponent. So There we go. So you got to make sure your x is an exponent. And you can see it's that nice curve that we get when we have an exponential function. Again, if I'm in this line and then I click on the wheel for the settings, I can change this, convert it to a table, and it gives me the values. So right there are the values that are on the points that are on this curve. And you can see it. So it calculates all the values for you. That ought to make things pretty nice. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, make sure you check with me, Miss Mack, or with your teachers to get things cleared up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.